Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, sister. How are you?
Alhamdulillah, I'm fine, thank you.
Alhamdulillah, sister. Could you introduce yourself for us, the Niqabi Diaries podcast, and also let us know a little bit about what you do?
All right, my name is Tash. I'm from America, and currently I'm a housewife, and I'm a stay-at-home mom.
Mm-hmm.
So I just stay at home, take care of my son, take care of the house, and just try to keep things at least somewhat tidy at home.
Okay, alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah.
So, alhamdulillah. So you've got an accent there. So where are you from?
From New York.
Okay, mashallah. And how long have you been living here?
About 3 years now, actually. It'll be 3
Alhamdulillah.
years yesterday.
Okay, mashallah. So, are you born into Islam? Is your family Muslim? Or are you a REVERT'S?
Yes, I'm a revert. I'm the only one in my family who is a Muslim.
Okay, alhamdulillah.
Yeah, alhamdulillah. So maybe one day my brothers and sisters will maybe want to convert or revert. But for now, I'm just, well, they're a lot older than me, so it's really hard for me to show them Islam besides what I show them on social media. So
yeah, alhamdulillah.
Inshallah, one day.
Inshallah. So, how long have you been wearing the niqab? Because obviously you wear it. So, what been your experiences as a revert? What made you want to actually wear the niqab, and how long have you been wearing it for?
Let's see. Well, I've been wearing it like on and off since last summer, and only last month I'm starting to wear it like full time. Like even when I go out, and even if I don't want to wear it, I'm like, no, I'm just gonna wear it anyway. So I'm trying to do it full time since last month.
Alhamdulillah, that's good. Yeah. That's nice. So how long have you been Muslim?
Let me see. I think since 2014.
Okay, mashallah. So about
2020 now. Yeah, that's a long time.
Yeah, alhamdulillah, time really flies.
I know. When you calculate it all together, it's like, oh, I didn't even know it's that long.
Yeah, subhanallah.
Yeah.
So did you find it easy wearing the niqab?
In a way, yeah. I don't really mind wearing it. I think the only real difficulty is like how breathable it could be. I think that's the only difficulty, but I think all Niqabi sisters have that issue.
Yes. So like what prompted you to wear it in the first place?
I think I was on Pinterest one day and I saw like images of sisters wearing niqab. I'm like, oh, that's really interesting. So I wanted to like find out like more about it. Like where to even buy one? I had no idea at the time. So I just thought it just looks really nice, and I wanted to try wearing it. I guess it just started from there.
Okay, mashallah. So when you looked into it, when did you end up buying the niqab from, and how was your first experience?
I bought my first one while I was living in Japan, and I just bought it online. And of course, it gets shipped overseas because I don't even think they had retailers in Japan at the time. Or maybe they did, I didn't know. So I bought one and I was trying it out at home, but I never really got the courage to wear it outside until like one Ramadan I decided to wear it. And people are like, oh, who is this? I don't think they recognized me at first. And it was kind of a strange experience because hardly anyone in Japan wears niqab.
So have you seen, you said hardly anyone wears the niqab there. So have you seen other Muslim women wearing it in there?
Yeah, like a handful. I can count them all on one hand. Okay. I've not seen more than 10 when I was there.
But considering it's a non-Muslim country, and I assume that the population is not diverse in regards to different, so much different cultures. So even
not really, no.
Yeah, so all the other cultures would be a bit of a minority there anyway. So it's still quite a fair number, to be honest. I'm quite surprised you could even count that many.
Yeah, I mean, mashallah, they're like very brave to wear it there because Japan is very homogenous culture. Yes. Most people are Japanese, and there's of course the people who come and live there from overseas. and they live there for a couple of number of years, but most of the time you kind of get, I wouldn't say stares, but that's what they do. But it's just like they don't understand what's going on, because I don't think they've been exposed to niqab or even hijabis at that, like that much. And now it's becoming more and more common because of the 2020 Olympics coming there.
Okay.
So alhamdulillah for that, because I think once they see it more often, then maybe they want to understand what it's all about.
Okay, so obviously you mentioned that you've been living in Japan last year. Could you like give us some more about your experiences just being a Muslim, especially being a revert living in Japan? How do you find being, you know, you relatively new reverts, because 6 years is still not that long, being a Muslim. So how do you find practicing your Islam in the non-Muslim country and away from home as well?
Well, I didn't move there last year. I moved from Japan 3 years ago.
Right.
And I would say it's easy to practice your religion there.
Okay.
Quite easy, despite what people may think. But I think the most difficult part would be finding halal food to eat.
Okay.
So most of the time I would just make my own food and just bring it to work and eat it there. But like honestly, the religion to practicing your religion there is quite easy. No one's going to really get on your case about it. And the Islamic community is very tight knit. Like I was based in Tokyo at the time, so I would know people from like different groups in Tokyo. Even if I went to like another part of Tokyo, I might know somebody there, or we might know someone in common. So it's a very tight-knit community.
MashaAllah. So
Yeah.
with the Muslim community in Tokyo, how do you, like, which kind of backgrounds do they come from?
There's a big Turkish population because they're
Really?
of the big Tokyo Jami. So there's a big mosque there, of course, and there's other smaller mosques like with Pakistani culture, and there's maybe Bangladeshi or Indian.
Okay.
But I'm not very sure. I didn't get to travel around that much in Tokyo at the time.
Okay, mashallah. So how did you find interacting with people of obviously different cultures, Muslims, different cultures, while you was there?
It's very interesting because I didn't know so much about Islam, let alone like other cultures of within Islam. So I learned a lot of things, like not only how to pray, but different ways to dress, and especially different food. It's all about food. When you're going to the mosque,
isn't it?
It is. I love going to the mosque because there's usually food.
Yeah, mashallah. Alhamdulillah. So since you've been wearing the niqab, you said last year you put it on, like
yeah, last summer.
Last summer. Was you still in Tokyo at the time?
No, I was here in London.
Okay, so you first tried it out in Tokyo, but then you kind of started wearing it last year.
Yeah.
Okay, mashallah. So since you've been wearing it in the UK, have you had any kind of obstacles wearing it, or have you faced any abuse from anybody, like, since you've been wearing it?
Just recently, actually. It was very, very interesting. The first time I was walking to the bus stop, and I was really trying to catch the bus, so I was walking quite fast. And I didn't really hear that person talking. I thought they were talking to somebody else, but I think as I walked and I kind of analyzed it, and they said, "Oh, go in the robber bank." I'm like,
wow.
I'm like, okay, whatever. I didn't really like think much about it because I had to go catch a bus. I didn't have time for that. And then like, I think it was New Year's Eve. We were coming from the movies, and this guy was like, "Oh, take the mask off. It's not Halloween, ninja." I'm just like,
SubhanAllah.
I know, but the thing is, I didn't react to it because, first of all, it's not a very good insult. Like, they can do better, basically.
Okay.
I didn't think it was like worth replying. My friend, she replied for me. She had a few things to say. I'm not gonna repeat what she said. But yeah, I just thought, you know, if you're gonna be insulting, at least be a bit more creative.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just kind of laughed it off.
Wow. SubhanAllah. So have you had you mentioned that your family are non-Muslim, so have you had any kind of any kind of obstacles from anybody in your family for wearing it? Do they know that you wear it?
Oh, that's a good question. Wait, maybe they do. Oh, I'm not sure actually. Because my sister, she has me on Instagram, but I don't think she keeps up too much, or maybe she does, but she didn't say anything. So
Okay.
I can only guess it's okay.
Hmm.
He hasn't said anything yet, so.
So you haven't been back to America since wearing it then?
No, I haven't. No.
Right. Okay. Khair, inshallah.
Inshallah.
Well, hopefully towards the end of in this month as well, I'll be interviewing some sisters who do live in America wearing the niqab. So look out for those interviews, inshallah.
Yeah, definitely. I'm quite curious about how people react. I mean, I've actually never been Muslim in America. I only visited once or twice, but I was just like visiting, so I wasn't really like mixing with other people. I was just going to the store or going out to eat or whatever.
So where did you become Muslim? Where did you take your shahada?
In Japan.
Really? MashaAllah.
Yeah.
So can you give us some story about that then, please, if you don't mind?
Oh,
that's really interesting. I thought that maybe you've become Muslim in America and then you went to Japan, but if you
no,
Japan, like give us some insight. Tell us a little something.
To be honest, I didn't know much about Islam before moving to Japan, and at some point when I got there, my friend was like, "Oh, you should look at this video. There's this woman. She gives tutorials about how to style your hijab." I'm like, "What?" So I looked at it. I'm like, "Oh, that's really interesting. I've never seen anyone do anything like that before."
Who was
I've had friends. What?
Who was the sister that was showing how to style hijab?
Her name's Amina.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is she on YouTube?
Yes.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. And so I looked more into hijab because I didn't know why women wore it. That's when I found out about Islam. I had no idea what it entailed or what kind of religion it was. I just knew like the name of the religion, and that's about it.
Okay.
So as I read more about hijab, but then I started coming across like ayat from the Quran, and I didn't really understand what they meant. So the only thing I could really do is just go to a mosque and ask questions. So I had to find a mosque nearby where I lived, which is in the next city over, because I was living in a suburb area. Suburb? No, it's more like the countryside. So I had to go travel to that mosque, like a 40-minute ride with 2 trains. And I would just go each weekend for like the next 5 months asking questions about Islam. Yeah.
SubhanAllah.
And then I saw this video from this revert sister about how she was driving. Of course, she's from New York, so she's driving on the LIE, and her SUV like flipped over in the highway.
SubhanAllah.
And alhamdulillah, she of course she didn't die because she was telling the story, but she was like, I have to take my shahada. I shouldn't like delay being a Muslim, and that's what made me realize that I shouldn't delay either. So I just took my shahada like the week after that video.
Okay, so did you take it in the masjid?
Yeah, in the masjid.
Okay, alhamdulillah. Wow, mashallah. So that's really interesting because you said you grew up in New York. So, I mean, I always thought there was maybe quite a few Muslims living there.
Oh, yeah, definitely. I didn't realize it till I went back like last year. No. Was it 2 years ago now? Yeah.
Okay. SubhanAllah. So what community, like in New York, are you African American, Italian?
Yeah, I'm African American.
Okay, alhamdulillah. So like when you went back 2 years ago, did you find, or did you start noticing that there's African Americans who are Muslims?
Yeah, it's kind of strange. Like, of course, they're always there, but once I became Muslim, I became more aware of Muslims, and especially I can tell by the way they dress, or if they say salam to me, then I would definitely know.
SubhanAllah. It's
So it's
amazing
like
because
eye-opening.
yeah, it's amazing that you said that because you know regarding becoming more aware. Because I remember when I spoke to Sister Khadija a few weeks ago, and she was talking about when she, you know, first noticed a sister who was wearing the niqab, and she said it wasn't the first time she'd seen a sister wearing the niqab, but before like she'd become Muslim, you know, it's never something she really paid any attention to. When she first, you know, noticed that the sister was wearing the niqab after she'd become Muslim, you know, how she found it so beautiful. SubhanAllah.
Oh,
So it just
wow.
goes to show, like, when you're not involved in something directly, you feel, you know, there's still some kind of, you know, you're not like really aware of certain things, even though it's there. You don't really look at it.
Yeah, exactly. Wow, SubhanAllah. It's kind of, it makes you realize just what else is in the world that you don't realize.
Yeah, SubhanAllah. So obviously you said you've been wearing the niqab for just since last summer, so I'm assuming you haven't traveled anywhere with it on yet, abroad?
No, not yet. No, that's going to be the next challenge. I'm kind of
Inshallah.
excited for that, but also kind of dreading it because I'm not sure what to expect.
Yeah, khair, inshallah. Allah make it easy for you. Hopefully you'll have a
Inshallah.
delightful experience.
Yeah.
Alhamdulillah. So do you feel that since you've been wearing the niqab that you've had any treatments different to wearing it, like not wearing it before? Do you feel like you've been treated differently within the Muslim community?
In the Muslim community, I definitely haven't noticed anything.
Okay.
Maybe I don't know. I definitely didn't notice anything.
Alhamdulillah. So
I mean, I think it's basically the same.
Carry on.
I think it's just basically the same.
Okay, alhamdulillah. So well, you said you live in London.
Yes.
So with regards to the Muslim community where you live, do you feel that you're supported then wearing the niqab?
I'm not very involved with the Islamic community as I would like to be, but I feel like there's a lot more Niqabi sisters in the community that I usually frequent. So that's very reassuring. So at least I know that, you know, I'm not the only one around this area that wears niqab, or even like in my culture, like being African American, there's other Niqabi sisters that wear niqab.
Alhamdulillah. So have you met anybody that's that wants to wear it, even online, for example? Because obviously you've got your online platform there where you do have a couple of pictures of yourself with the niqab. Have you come across any sisters who, for example, maybe send you a message or anything like that, that they expressing that they would like to wear and asking you for advice or anything like that?
Not yet. I mean, alhamdulillah that I haven't gotten those questions because I'm not sure what I would really say. I mean, I have to give a good think about it because I want to encourage them, but I don't want to scare them away or make them feel pressured.
Alhamdulillah. So what does the niqab mean to you then?
Oh, that's a very good question. For me, it's like the best way to describe it is like if you get good grades in school and you go home and you show your parents and they're so proud of you because, you know, they put so much work into you and helping you and you getting good grades in school and you like that feeling that they give you. That's how I feel when I wear niqab.
Really?
Like Allah, yeah, like Allah is saying, oh, you're doing a really great job and, you know, keep it up. That's kind of how I feel about niqab.
Alhamdulillah. MashaAllah, that's a really sweet way to
Yeah.
describe it. SubhanAllah. Where are you?
Yeah, that's the only way I can really describe it.
SubhanAllah. So what would you advise any sisters who are thinking about wearing the niqab?
I would say if you're married, definitely discuss it with your husband first. That's what I did.
Okay, so how did that go?
He gave me some good advice. Like he asked me, why do you want to wear it? And do you understand like the implications? I guess he said something to that effect. And it really made me think about it. But I was still quite eager to still wear it. So he was still supportive of me wearing it.
Alhamdulillah.
So that would be the first advice I would give to ask your husband if you're married. as for your family, even my in-laws were like, you don't need to wear niqab because it makes you seem like, not like a terrorist, but more like you don't fit in,
Okay.
or it makes you stand out more. Rather, that's what they said. It makes you stand out.
Are your in-laws Muslim as well?
Yeah, they are.
Okay, alhamdulillah. MashaAllah. MashaAllah. So that's really interesting. So how is like what further plans do you think?
So that would advise your family. And they're airing just.
Hello?
Oh. Yeah, sorry. I don't know what happened.
Yeah, sorry, I think the connection just kind of cut out a little bit. Yeah, subhanAllah. So you mentioned that you know, you're a homemaker, you have a child, and you know, you're looking after him and things like that. But you mentioned also that he was working while he was living in Japan. So what kind of profession do you have, or what are you doing?
I was teaching English there.
Okay, mashallah.
Yeah.
So do you have any other plans, do you think, in future to do any kind of work, or even change any, like your line of work at all?
At the moment, I'm not sure if I'll be working, because if I'm not sure if I'll homeschool my son, or if I'll send him to like a specific school, like Islamic school or something in the future. So that really depends on where I send him. And if I want to go back to work, it'd probably be through English teaching, because I do have a CELTA degree. So I want to try to use that, you know, in any way I can.
Inshallah.
Yeah, inshallah.
MashaAllah. Well, khair, inshallah. I hope that Allah makes it easy for you, whatever path you decide to take, inshallah, that you'll
Inshallah.
you know, still firm upon wearing the niqab, and that you find it easy if you want to go back into whatever work you decide to do, inshallah.
Inshallah.
Okay, Jazakallah khair, sister, for sharing your niqab story with us.
Thank you so much for asking me.
Like to share?
I would say if you're wearing niqab, just, you know, keep up the good battle, because it's not easy, but there's a lot of reward with it.
Alhamdulillah.
Yes.
Jazakallah khair, sister.
Right, yeah.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.